Hi, good morning, dear students. This is your English faculty, Mr. Abdul Manaf is online now. Let me welcome all of you to the online classes. This class is meant for second semester BA, BSc, BCom students. Prepared and proposed by your Assistant Professor, Mr. Abdul Manaf, English Department. Writing for Academic and Professional Success, Unit 3, The Process of Writing. Brainstorming. Brainstorming is a group activity to generate or produce ideas. It's a group activity in which we collect the ideas on different topics, different elements. It is used as a method to generate innovative ideas in order to make innovative or new ideas. Let us use the brainstorming activity. Before start writing, it is essential to get into the heart of the topic. How to reach to the topic? The ways are being followed by this process, brainstorming. How to do it ourselves? It's very easy. Let us see. Let us do it ourselves. The steps to be followed. Take a sheet of paper. Write the topic in the center. Circle it. Draw arrows from the circle. Write as many words or ideas as we can remember related to the keyword. Organize these words into different sections for making paragraphs. So, brainstorming activity can be done through this process. After taking a paper and write the topic in the center, what's your topic that can be written in the center? Imagine that your topic is the violation of human rights. Write in the center, then circle it, draw arrows from the circle and write as many words or ideas as you can remember related to the keyword. Which will be the keyword there while you are writing or you are preparing this brainstorm activity for a human right, violation of human rights. What will you write it? What is your topic? The topic is, or the keyword that you have. What's it? Can you say? That is violation of human rights. Then you draw different arrows. As it is mentioned there, you did take a sheet of paper, write the topic in the center. That much you did. Then circle it. Okay, you are doing it. Draw arrows from the circle. Write as many words or ideas as we can remember related to the keyword. How many issues are created or made by this core topic? You can write different ideas. Try to remember them. The news that you got from newspapers or from television or from other sources, online news channels. Organize these words into different sections for making paragraphs. In order to practice academic writing, the topic or name of our subject is Writing for Academic and Professional Success. We have to make the paragraphs. We have to write the essays. How to make our essays beautiful? By writing beautiful paragraphs. How to form these paragraphs? You need to know the beautiful sentences. So, these are very important steps to be followed here in order to do the brainstorming activity. Let us go to as outlining. The very important topic, outlining. What is outlining? It is essential to bring logical order in our writing. When we write on any topic, it is essential or very important to bring logical order in our writing. There must be a logical connection with these words or sentences that you prepare in your writing. We have to decide what should come in the introduction, what can be explained in the body paragraphs, and how to summarize the topic in the concluding paragraph. So we have to decide what should come in the introduction, which are the sentences that can be added in the introductory paragraph, what can be explained in the body paragraphs, and how to summarize the topic in the concluding paragraph. So you have to organize these things in outlining. So outlining is an essential process to bring logical order in our writing. We can say that it is very important process. Then here you have a sample outline format. We did it, and let us do it now. See, the first column provides you background, aims, and thesis statement. What you have to give the information that you collect from its background information. Then aims, what's your goal to reach, and thesis statement. What is the core statement in which you focus on? Then point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Don't misunderstand or don't get any confusion relating to these points, my dear students. We have discussed about paragraphs. So point 1 is for paragraph 1. Point 2, paragraph 2, and paragraph 3, paragraph 4. Rephrasing thesis, concluding remarks. How to rephrase the thesis statement, how to conclude our opinions can be done last. This is what is the outline format. Writing a thesis statement. What are the points to be noted while preparing a thesis statement? Thesis statement is the backbone of an essay. When you prepare an essay, it must have the backbone. So what's it? Thesis statement. If there is no thesis statement in your writing or in your essay, that is like a paper in which some words are written. So it is not serious. We have to approach serious writing as part of academic writing for academic and professional success. So thesis statement is very important in an essay. It comprises the different sections of an essay. While you are writing a thesis statement, it includes different segments of your essay. It is usually introduced in the opening paragraph. It allows the reader to know what the essay is about. It is usually introduced in the opening paragraph, where you are going to write the thesis statement not in the middle or not in the concluding paragraph. You cannot write in the body paragraph. Instead, you have to add this in introductory paragraph. It allows the reader to know what the essay is about. This is what is very important. A reader knows, or it helps the reader to know what the essay is about. If you want to read a whole of your essay that is written and it is completed, then you're going to read the essay fully, but unfortunately you don't have the time to read it fully, but you will get maximum ideas from this thesis statement. So while writing thesis statement, you understand it is the backbone, or it is very important part of an essay. It helps the reader to know what the essay is about. Then let us go to the next point. An effective thesis is ideally 1-2 sentences in length. Do not write it in more sentences as a paragraph. Thesis statement, here it is not a paragraph, but you can mention it in 1 or 2 sentences in length. Then through a thesis statement, arrange the essay in inverted pyramid style. You know inverted pyramid style? That is, the key ideas of our essay are arranged in the order of their importance. Give the very important point, the next point as it is given. Then you have to write these sentences according to their importance. For more examples, visit page number 33 in your textbook, Writing for Academic and Professional Success. Kinds of sentences in an academic essay. Which are the types of sentences can be used in our academic essay? Different kinds of sentences can be used in an academic essay. But usually complex sentences are mostly used in academic essays. When we talk about the sentences, simple sentences are there, complex sentences are there, compound sentences are there, and compound complex sentences are there. Simple sentences are commonly used in conversations. For a reader, complex sentences are difficult to understand the ideas. Hence, complex sentences are more suitable for an academic essay. So, simple sentences are commonly used in conversations. But for a reader, complex sentences are difficult to understand the ideas. Therefore, complex sentences are more suitable for an academic essay. When it is asked for your examination which kind of sentences are more suitable for an academic essay, easily answer complex sentences. And you know which are these types of sentences and how to identify. Very easy. You can learn it from this example. He is hardworking. It is a sentence in which these sentences can be told as simple sentence. Why? Because there is only one main clause. So, there is only one main clause in a simple sentence. You can see there are two parts, subject part and predicate part. Here, he is called the subject and is working is predicate part. Predicate part is it can be easily found out by using the verb is given in the first. How it is given? Is hardworking. Is the verb. So you can identify it very easily. Predicate part. It's also called the verb part because it is started with the verb. So that he is hardworking. Simple present. One main clause. It contains one main clause. Then next one. His sister is lazy. It's also simple sentence in which one subject and one predicate is there. So it is called simple sentence, and also the sentence contains one main clause. There is no subordinate clause at all. Then he is hardworking but his sister is lazy. Compound sentence. This is not a simple sentence as you thought. So this is compound sentence. How can we say that it is compound sentence? Because there are two or more main clauses. So if there are two or more main clauses in a sentence, it can be said as compound sentence. For example, here he is hardworking but his sister is lazy. There are two parts. Which are they? Two main clauses. He is hardworking is a main clause. His sister is lazy is also main clause. It is connected with the conjunction word but. So he is hardworking but his sister is lazy is a compound sentence. And you need to know about complex sentence. A complex sentence contains one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. For example, if you want, I shall come with you. If you want, the meaning is not completed without the next sentence or next clause. So we can consider the next clause as a main clause. I shall come with you. And this one, that is subordinate clause, if you want. So there is one main clause and one subordinate clause. What we said as a definition, complex sentence contains one main clause and one or more subordinate clause. In this case, there is one subordinate clause and there is one main clause, and we can call it as a complex sentence. Okay, thank you for visiting today's class. Here, this is your English faculty, Mr. Abdul Manaf, signing off now. Keep following the channel for more classes. Thank you once again.